We are back. I just pulled a note out of a zombie's mouth, so we're gonna see what that says now. Note from Corpse 1201. This is a foul-smelling note retrieved from the mouth of one of the mortuary zombies. It looks like it was sewn into the corpse's mouth by accident. Despite its condition, the writing is legible. Please, to whatever dustman reads this, I beg of you. I know of my legal obligation under the terms of the dead contract, but I am prepared to offer more than my signing fee if you will cremate my body rather than raising it. I have arranged for this note to be left with my body upon my death. If you're reading this, then please use this note as instructed and accept the result in exchange for my contracted duty. Let my contract serve as the key. It looks like the corpse was too late to prevent the raising, but you notice that beneath the writing is a diagram. It looks like the directions for folding the parchment into a strange pattern. And this foul-smelling note has a strange-looking diagram inscribed beneath the writing. It looks as if it's instructing you to fold the corners of the note so their points touch the center. There's a series of strange marks on each corner. 1 on the upper right, 2 on the lower right, 3 on the lower left, and no marks on the upper left. So, what is that? Hold on. Upper right, lower left. You fold the corner inward so its point touches the center. Again, lower left. Okay, that didn't work. It's maybe the no marks is the first one. No. Maybe we go backwards? Maybe backwards starting with none? Uh, 1201. What if I do it based on his numbering? Although the 3 marks is weird. 2, 1, 2, 0. Yeah, there we go. Oh, here we go. As he fold, oh yeah, as you fold the upper left inward to the center, you watch as the upper right unfolds itself, resuming its normal position, and then you redo that one. As you fold the upper right corner back into the center, the lower left corner mirrors the action until all the corners touch in the center. You watch for a moment, and the corners of the paper raise up, turning the note into a small, 4-sided paper pyramid. Open the pyramid. You peel back the sides of the pyramid, and the paper disintegrates to dust. Inside is a small triangle-shaped earring. Catches the light and gleams brightly. Take the triangle earring. You receive this small earring from folding a note in the mouth of one of the walking corpses in the mortuary. It's a beautiful earring, but despite its beauty, all it seems to do is remind you how strange this world you've woken up in is. And is unidentified. Do we have lore in this game? We do. Lore can be used to auto-identify stuff if it's high enough, otherwise you need a spell to do it.
I'm gone.
think we want to check on 2 more zombies. Smell of formaldehyde emanating from this corpse is particularly strong. It smells like it was applied recently, and with good reason. The corpse appears to be in an advanced stage of decay. Her jaw is missing, and some of the flesh has slid off her skull, revealing the number 1072 chiseled into the bone. It's weird that the
What is this rotting vision I see before me?
the numbers all seem to be, like, marked in different ways. I think we already checked on that one.
You don't need an identify spell to know what she wants.
One down here too. And a container. This body is completely covered by a dark cloth.
I'm gone.
This walking corpse has the numbers 1094 carved into its forehead. The mouth has been sewn tightly shut, and the chemical reek of fresh formaldehyde hangs in an overpowering cloud around it. Despite the pallid, sunken features and lifeless milky eyes, it is clear this was once a handsome young man.
Done.
This book is huge. It must contain thousands of names. This scribe looks very old. His skin is wrinkled and has a slight trace of yellow, like old parchment. Charcoal gray eyes lie within an angular face, and a large white beard flows down the front of his robes like a waterfall. His breathing is ragged and irregular, but even his occasional coughing does not slow the scratching of his quill pen. Greetings. Whoa, Chief, what are you doing? I was going to speak with this scribe. He might know something about how I got here. Look, rattling your bones with a dusty says should be the last thing. Before Morty can finish his rant, the scribe begins coughing violently. After a moment or two, the coughing spell dies down, and the scribe's breathing resumes its ragged wheeze. And we especially shouldn't be swapping the chant with sick dusties. Come on, let's leave. The quicker we give this place a laugh, the bet. Before Morty can finish, the scribe's gray eyes flicker to you. The weight of years hangs heavy upon me, restless one. He places down the quill, but I do not yet count deafness among my ailments. Restless one? Do you know me? Know you? There's a trace of bitterness in the scribe's voice as he speaks. I have never known you, restless one. No more than you have known yourself. He is silent for a moment. Or have you forgotten, have you not? Who are you? As always, the questions. And the wrong questions, as always. He bows slightly, but the movement suddenly sends him into a bout of coughing. I? He pauses for a moment, catches his breath. I am Doll. Perhaps you can answer some questions for me, Doll.
Updated my journal.
Very well, what did you wish to know? Oops. As you turn to leave, Doll speaks. Know this, I do not envy you, restless one. To be reborn as you would be a curse that I could not... To be reborn as you would be a curse that I could not bear. You must come to terms with it. At some point, your path will return here. He coughs, the sound rattling in his throat. It is the way of all things flesh and bone. Then perhaps we will meet again, Doll. Okay, I wanted to, leave and then come back and talk to him. Just so that I could save. Very well. What do you wish to know? What is this place? You are in the mortuary, restless one. Again, you have come. Before he can finish, Doll breaks into a fit of coughing. After a moment, he calms himself and his breathing resumes into its ragged wheeze. This is the waiting room for those who are about to depart the shadows of this life. Tell me about the mortuary. This is... Hey, Rucker. This is where the dead are brought to be interred or cremated. It is our responsibility as dustmen to care for the dead, those who have left the shadow of life, and walk the path of true death. Bell's voice drops in concerns. Your wounds must have exacted a heavy toll if you do not recognize this place. It was almost your home. Shadow of life? Yes, a shadow. You see, Restless One, this life is not real. Your life, my life, they are shadows, flickering of a life once was. This life is where we end up after we die, and we remain trapped, caged, until we can achieve the true death. True death? True death is a non-existence, state devoid of reason, of sensation. It uses the exact same engine as Baldur's Gate 1. And was made by I want to say it was made by the same company. It might have been like one of those, like, like offshoot, different, what's the word I'm looking for? Different, not different offices, but like Blizzard. You know how there's those like Blizzard and Blizzard North? Something like that. Yeah. True death is a non-existence. A state, yeah, different studio location. Yeah, different studio, that's the word I was looking for. True death is a non-existent state or devoid of reason, blah blah blah. He coughs, then gives a ragged breath. State of purity. Sounds like oblivion. Why would anyone want that? Is it worse than remaining in the shadow of life? Of what life once was? I think not. Tell me more about the mortuaries. Dustmen? The Dustmen are a faction, a gathering of those that recognize the illusion of this life. We await the next life, and help others on their journey. Perhaps you can explain why the Dustmen want me dead. He sighs. It is said that there are souls who can never attain the true death. Death has forsaken them, and their names shall never be penned in the dead book. To awake from death as you have done suggests you are one of these souls. Your existence is unacceptable to our faction. Unacceptable? That doesn't sound like it leaves me in a good position. You must understand, your existence is a blasphemy to them. Many of our faction would order you cremated, if they were aware of your affliction. You're a Dustman, but you don't seem to be in favor of killing me. Why not? Because forcing our beliefs upon you is not just. You must give up the shadow of life on your own, not because we force you to. He looks about to break into another coughing jag, but he manages to hold it in some effort. As long as I remain in my post, I will protect your right to search for your own truth. What is your post? I am a scribe, a cataloger of all the shells that come to the mortuary. He coughs again, and takes a deep breath. As long as the stream of corpses flows through the mortuary, I shall remain at my post. You say that I have been here more than once. How is it that the Dustmen do not recognize me?
Updated my journal.
I am the one that catalogs the shells that come to our halls. Restless One? He breaks into a fit of coughing, then steadies himself. Only I see the faces of those that lie upon our slabs. The dark of your existence lies safe with me. Sigil. Sigil is our fair city, Restless One. Wounds? Yes, the wounds that decorate your body. They look as if they would have sent a lesser man upon the path of the true death. Yet it seems as if many have healed already. He coughs violently for a moment, then steadies himself. But those are only surface wounds. Surface wounds? What do you mean?
Updated my journal.
I speak of the wounds of the mind. You have forgotten much, have you not? Mayhap your true wounds run much deeper than the scars that decorate your surface. Coughs again. But that is something only you would know for certain. How did I get here? He snorts in contempt, as if he finds the memory repugnant. Your moldy chariot ferried you to the mortuary, Restless One. You would think you were royalty based on the number of loyal subjects that lay stinking and festering upon the cart that carried you. I arrived here on a cart?
Updated my journal.
Yes, your body was somewhere in the middle of a heap, sharing its fluids with the rest of the mountain of corpses. More coughing. Your seneschal, Farad, was, as always, pleased to accept the few moldy coppers to dump the lot of you in the mortuary gate. Who is this Farad? He is a collector of the dead. Dal drags a ragged breath and continues. We have such people in our city that scavenge the bodies of those that have walked the path of true death and bring them to us so that they may be interred properly. Where can I find him? If events persist as they have, Restless One, you have a much greater chance of Farad finding you and bringing you to us again before you find whatever ooze puddle he wallows in this time. Nevertheless, I must find him. Slight warning creeps into Dal's tone. Do not seek him out. I am certain that it will simply come full circle again, with you none the riser, and Farad a few coppers richer. Accept death, Restless One. Do not perpetuate your circle of misery. I have to find him. Do you know where he is?
Journal.
Dal is silent for a moment. When he finally speaks, he seems to do so reluctantly. I do not know under which gutter stone Farad layers at the moment, but I imagine that he can be found somewhere beyond the mortuary gates in the hive. Perhaps someone there will know where you can find him. Doesn't sound like you like him much. There are some I respect, Restless One. He takes a ragged breath and steadies himself. Farad is not one of them. He wears his ill repute like a badge of honor and takes liberties with the possessions of the dead. He is a Knight of the Post, cross-trading filth of the lowest sort. Knight of the Post? A Knight of the Post, he coughs. A thief. All Farad brings to our walls comes stripped of a little less of their dignity than they possessed in life. Farad takes whatever he may pry from their stiffening fingers. Did he take anything from me? Dal pauses, considering. Most likely. Are you missing anything? Especially anything of value? His voice dips as he frowns. Not that Farad would take exception to anything that wasn't physically grafted to your body. And sometimes even that is not enough to keep his greedy mind pause. To give his greedy mind pause. I'm missing a journal. A journal? If it was of any value, then it likely lies in Farad's hands. Then I shall seek him out. Yay, you already said that. Can you tell me how to get out of here? The front gate is the most obvious exit, but they will not let anyone other than Dustman pass. He breaks into a ragged cough, then continues. One of the guys by the front gate has a key to it, but it is unlikely he will open it for you, unless you are extremely persuasive. Do you know who I am?
My journal.
I know scant little of you, Restless One. I know little more of those that have traveled with you, and who now lie in our keeping. He sighs. I ask that you no longer ask others to join with you, Restless One. Where you walk, so walks misery. Let your burden be your own. There are others who have journeyed with me, and they are here?
Updated my journal.
Do you not know the woman's corpse interred in the memorial hall below? I had thought that she had traveled with you in the past. Dal looks like he's about to start coughing again, then catches his breath. Am I mistaken? Where is her body? The Northwest Memorial Hall on the floor below us. Check the biers there. Her name should be in one of the memorial plaques. Mayhap that will revive your memory. I don't know, I don't ever recall traveling with a woman. He makes no response, simply stares at you in silence. Before, you said there were others interred here who journeyed with me. Who are they? Doubtless there are, but I know not their names, nor where they lie. One such as you has left a path many have walked, and few have survived. He gestures around you. All dead come here. Some must have traveled with you once. What do you do here? I am a scribe, a cataloger of all shells that come to the mortuary. He coughs again, then takes a deep breath. As long as the streams of corpses through flows to the mortuary, I shall remain at my post. You say that I have been here more than once. How did that... I think I already asked him about that. Yeah. Last part. You sound ill, are you not well? I am close now to the true death, restless one. It will not be long before I pass beyond the eternal boundary and find the peace I have been seeking. I tire of this mortal sphere. He gives a ragged sigh. The plains hold no more wonders for one such as I. The eternal boundary? Already asked him about that. Are you certain? There may be some ways I could help you. I do not wish to live forever, nor live again, restless one. I could not bear it. Okay. I think I checked this already.
All right.
1 second, need some water. Okay.
Done.
This huge corpse is standing silently in the corner of a room, facing the wall. He looks to have been a heavy-set man in his early years, and judging by the condition of the body, he died only recently. The freshly stitched number on his forehead reads 1664. This corpse looks like it has been serving as a librarian, or it is carrying a huge stack of books in its arms. The books appear to be old mortuary ledgers, none of them of any particular interest. As you search through the text, however, you notice a loose page folded between two of the books. You are suddenly struck with the feeling that someone tucked it in there to hide it. The page doesn't look like it belongs with the ledgers. It looks like it belongs in a logbook. The tear is clean, as if with a knife, so you suspect the page was removed on purpose. You take a moment to read through the page. It's a list of dead bodies brought to the mortuary and logged in the receiving room. All of them appear to be recent arrivals. Did I take it? I think that's it, right? Oops.
Done.
Okay, yeah, that was weird. That it was like
What's up? Good as done.
take the page and leave made me think the other option didn't take it, but it did. Okay, before I read the page, I actually want to check my journal real quick. Morty mentioned something about the rule of threes. Apparently, some people believe everything tends to happen in 3, and they attach great meaning to the number. I met a sickly scribe named Dahl in the mortuary. He knew I had forgotten myself before I even spoke to him. Did I know him before I lost my memories? I was hoping to get some answers, but this place seems to breed more and more questions. Dahl told me he is the one responsible for keeping my return visits to the mortuary a secret from the rest of the dustmen. Since he is the scribe in the receiving room, he's the only one who sees my body when it arrives here. Dahl suggested that the wounds I have suffered are minor in comparison to the wounds in my mind. He even went so far as to suggest that the wounds I've suffered may be responsible for the loss of my memory, and the mental damage may be much greater than amnesia. The thought makes me uneasy. I wouldn't mind hearing some good news every once in a while. Apparently, Farad delivered my body here in a cart, along with a heap of other corpses. Was I actually dead when he did this? Dahl told me that Farad can be found beyond the mortuary, in some place called the Hive. He didn't seem to want me to go hunting for him, but then again, he's not the one who lost his memories and woke up from the dead, so he can keep his opinions to himself. Dahl suggested I ask some of the people in the Hive where I can find him. I asked Dahl if he knew me, and he responded that he knew little about me, and even less about the companions that had traveled with me in the past. Apparently their bodies lie in the mortuary. Perhaps seeing them will cause my memories to resurface. Dahl told me that one of the women who journeyed with me is interred in the memorial hall on the first floor of the mortuary.
Done. I'm gone.
Someone with a name? Stench coming from this corpse is truly nauseating. Someone split open the man's chest and has yet to remove the internal organs. The disemboweled corpse proves how far you can physically stretch flesh without tearing it. The bandages covering this body are soaked with blood. Even though the corpse looks several days dead, blood still trickles from its wounds. Another corpse on a stone slab. No indication of what the body died of. This chalk-white body has been drained of blood and treated with embalming fluid. A neatly stitched seam runs down the corpse's chest. These barrels contain a murky liquid. It smells like a cross between vinegar and formaldehyde. Okay. We'll check the containers, then check the zombies, then talk to this person. Empty bandages. Alright, let's talk to those, check the zombies. The eyes of this corpse are set close together, and the eyeballs themselves are slightly askew. One faces to the left and the other to the right. You can barely make out the number 257 traced on its bruised forehead. It looks like the corpse has taken several blows to the head, making the number difficult to read. This heavily stitched corpse is shuffling lazily back and forth between two slabs. The number 506 has been stitched on its forehead, and the side of its neck, and its right arm, in fact. The skin of this peeling corpse has been sewn up with so many stitches, its skin looks like a bizarre street map. Examine the stitches. The stitches encircle the corpse, running from its arm, across the chest, up its neck, and into the damp mass of white hair. As you follow the crossroads of stitches, you notice someone has jammed a needle into the corpse's forehead. The needle is attached to a thread stitching up the crest side of the skull. You could probably unravel it if you had something to cut the thread. Use a scalpel. You slice the thread neatly with a scalpel, then pluck out the needle and pull the stitches out. As you do, the skin covering the forehead peels back to reveal the corpse's chalk-white skull, where, to your surprise, the number 78 has been chiseled. (50678). Examine the corpse again. Needle and thread healed 6 points. Let's forgot to check this. Oops. Forgot to check this receiving log page. And this ragged page looks like it was cut neatly out of the book. It is written in a tight, crabbed script. So what do we got here? These are different bodies that were delivered. Chest wound, death, mauling Abishai, collector pox, 3 commons paid, no possessions. Desiccated corpse, cause interminable, age of shell prevents identification, collector ferret. 3 commons, no possessions. Stripped, knife marks evident from dissection. Scarred shell, cause of death, interminable, scars do not appear to be cause of the death. Shock, trauma, collector ferret, possessions, fist irons, 13 commons, middle table, receiving room, we already picked that up. Desiccated corpse number 2, also indeterminable cause of death. Age of shell prevents identification, ferret, knife marks evident from dissection, but the dissection was not thorough enough. Copper earring found lodged in abdomen. Earring has been locked in southeast preparation rooms. Have an initiate from the 3rd circle examine it. It has strange markings like those on contracted workers 79. Don't remember if we've seen a 79 yet. Nothing important on that one. As with the previous entries, these shells ferret have brought in shows signs of having been prepared. I have asked that Initiate Emmerich launch an investigation into the matter. Furthermore, entry 16542 is one of Ferret's gang. I have seen the individual before. I would ask Emmerich to pay heed to how the man died. Tiefling male, cause of death / marks discoloration of wounds are consistent with grave rot. This was 76, right? Or no, 78? And this corpse, 985, has stopped dead in its tracks. Judging from the condition of its left leg, it looks as if some sort of tomb rot or corpse mold has eaten through the knee. The corpse is wobbling unsteadily back and forth, trying to keep its balance. Try and help the corpse balance. You reach out for the corpse's left arm to help steady it. As you grab its arm, however, the corpse suddenly sways to the right, and you end up tugging the corpse rather than steadying it. Chief, you might not want... There's a crack from the corpse's left leg, and the body falls like a dead tree. Its torso strikes the flagstones, and shatters like a rotten melon, filth and ichor gurgling from the cavity. To your surprise, no one seems to have noticed the corpse's collapse, and even stranger, the left leg remains standing where the body was, as if at attention. After a moment, the leg falls over with a wet thump. As you gaze upon the putrefied remains of the corpse, you notice that its left arm seems intact. It is snapped from the torso during the fall, and it doesn't appear to have been touched by the tomb rot that has spread through the rest of the body. I wonder if I could make use of that arm.
I'm gone.
Also, I'm looking to see if there's a, yeah, quick loot. There we go. Quick loot was something that, the enhanced edition added. 1 to 6 crushing, so... I mean, that's the same average as this. But this says speed 1, so that's faster. Oh wait. Proficiency fists. Proficiency clubs, so these are different proficiencies. I think my character is going to have fist and edge weapon, not club though. Could this just be better?
I'm gone.
We're gonna very quickly run back and check the zombies we looked at already just to make sure, see if any of them were the ones mentioned on that, the receiving logbook page. Actually, would just tell you their number once you've looked at it. It was like 79 or 76 or something. I think 79, the one I'm looking for. And it may just be later. I just wanted to run back just in case. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's one of these. Does this door also open? No. I'm glad there's a run button. There isn't in Baldur's Gate. Okay, let's talk to this person. This doesn't sort the most recent save into the top. Or wait, maybe it does? Okay. You see a slight young woman with pale features. The sunken flesh around her cheeks and neck make her appear as if she's starving. She seems intent on dissecting the corpse in front of her, prodding the chest with a finger. Greetings. The woman does not respond. She seems too intent on the body in front of her. As you watch her work, you suddenly notice her hands. Her fingers are talons. They are darting in and out of the corpse's chest cavity like knives, removing organs. Maybe not the best portrait for that if her fingers are supposed to be talons. What's wrong with your hands?
Updated my
No
journal.
response. She's a tiefling, Chief. They got fiend blood in their veins. Usually cause some ancestor of theirs shared knickers with one demon or another. Makes some of them addled in the head. And addled looking, too. Tap the woman, get her attention. The woman jumps and whips around to face you. Her eyes are rotting yellow, with small orange dots for pupils. As she sees you, her expression changes from surprise to irritation and she frowns at you. Greetings? She doesn't seem to have heard you. She leans forward, squinting as if she can't quite make you out. Whatever's wrong with her eyes must make her terribly nearsighted. You! She clacks her taloned fingers together and makes a strange motion with her hands. Find thread and embalming juice. Bring here to a vein. Go, go, go.
Updated my journal.
Okay. Let's get to that
Right.
quick. Read her journal. Apparently, the dust woman in Balmora encountered as a tiefling. Someone who's with fiendish blood in their veins. Apparently, the fiendish blood warps their bodies, and in some cases, their minds as well. From what Morty said, it sounds like there are a fair number of tieflings about, which would imply a fair number of fiends as well. I met a dust woman in Balmer named Davine in the mortuary. In addition to her taloned hand and tallow-colored flesh, she was nearsighted and deaf, and mistook me for a zombie. She ordered me to go find her a jar of embalming fluid and some needle and thread, presumably for stitching up the corpse on the table in front of her. There must be some around the mortuary somewhere, perhaps in one of the adjoining rooms. The dustmen are the caretakers of the mortuary. a huge morgue filled with bodies. The faction seems to be a pretty somber bunch, rarely showing expression or interest in anything. They seem intent only upon taking care of all the dead bodies that come into the mortuary, cataloging them, preparing them, then burying them somewhere. The dustmen have suppressed most of their emotions, seeing them as distractions to reaching the true death. They perceive the life that they lead as a temporary one, the shadow of the true death that all living beings must reach. According to dustman philosophy, one must divest themselves of all passions before they can pass beyond this existence and into the true death.
I'm gone.
The shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. The number 821 is carved in his forehead, and his lips have been stitched closed. The faint smell of formaldehyde emanates from the body. Okay, doesn't seem like anything special on that one. And these look like they're starting to repeat. Someone has inserted a tube into this corpse's leg. The tube is attached to a strange clicking machine next to the table. And this rotting corpse is riddled with tubes. A yellow liquid is cycling through the tubes into a strange machine. The machine is making clicking noises, like an insect. Strung blood. Bloody cloth covers the remains of this corpse. The stench rising from the body is almost unbearable. There's some embalming fluid. More embalming fluid. This is a shield jar of embalming fluid. It's used as a preservative for dead bodies. As an added benefit, the smell of the fluid is more than sufficient to mask the smell of any rotting bodies it is used on. Extra temporary. Okay, sorry about that. That took longer than I expected.
All right.
I check the containers here. Oh, this one is locked. Door is locked also.
I'm gone.
I'm
gone.
Yeah?
I
Okay.
think you can bash containers.
Open.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
Just presumably
Sure,
based
why
on
not?
your strength.
I'm gone.
I'll examine that in a second.
I'm gone.
I'm gonna do this quest real quick. You see Evane. She is still dissecting the corpse's chest with her talons. The rhythm of the talons reminds you of something, but you can't quite recall what. Watch her study the motions of her
Updated
hands.
my journal.
As you study the motion of Evan's hands, you feel it prickling along your scalp, and then suddenly you find your vision swimming, blurring, until you are standing in front of a freshly slain corpse, rigor mortis making a mockery of its smile. The number 42 has been stitched onto its scalp. The zombie is lying on a slab, and you have just finished stitching up its chest. You have placed something inside, something that may prove useful if you come this way again. Echo, keep these things safe and await my return. The memory of your voice is an echo, strange and hollow to your ears. You cross your arms in front of your chest, and to your surprise, the corpse does too. After a moment, its hands fall back to its sides. And as it does, the vision fades, until you are watching Evan's hands make their stitching motions once more. You have regained a memory. Memories can give you additional experience points, skills, and may even lead to you gaining something else of value later on. So at one point I was a dustman, or acting as a dustman. Tapper, get her attention. She turns, sees you, then frowns. Some zombies. Clacks her talon fingers together impatiently. Here's what you wanted.
My journal.
Without missing a beat, she snaps the thread from her hands and hooks it around one of her talons, then begins sewing up the corpse's chest. She then takes the embalming fluid and begins to apply a layer to the corpse. Within minutes, she's finished. She clicks her talons, then turns to face you. To your surprise, she extends her hand and drags her talons along your arms and chest. Keep playing zombie. Looks like you have found a new friend, Chief. You two need some time together, or... Keep playing zombie. As she traces your arms and chest, you suddenly notice she seems to be examining your scars. She withdraws her talons, clicks them twice, then bends forward to examine some of the tattoos on your chest. Who writes on you? Ivers do that? No respect for zombies. Zombies, not paintings. She sniffs, then pokes one of your scars. This one, bad shape. Many scars. No preserves. Talon suddenly hook into the thread you brought her, and lightning-like she jabs another talon into the skin near one of your scars. It feels barely more than a pinprick, but it looks like she's about to start stitching you up.
Updated my journal.
Max HP +1. Max HP increased permanently. When she is done, she sniffs you, frowns, then stabs her fingers into the embalming fluid. In minutes, she has dabbed your body with the fluid, and strangely enough, it makes you feel better. Let her work. This may be the second time in my life I'm thankful I don't have a nose. She puts the last touches on your body, gives you another sniff, nods, and then makes a shooing motion with her talons. Done. Go. Go.
Done.
Alright, hold on. I think I got a journal update. Yeah. Watching a van stitch up the corpse with her talons triggered a strange memory. I recall performing a similar operation on a corpse long ago, except that I think I was placing something inside its chest rather than taking something out. It felt like I was putting whatever is there so I could retrieve it later. In the memory, when I crossed my arms, the corpse itself crossed its arms as well. It had the number 42 written across its scalp. I delivered the embalming fluid and thread to Ivine. She didn't seem terribly grateful. After delivering it, she stitched up my scars and applied the embalming fluid on my body. Strangely enough, it made me feel healthier.
All right.
So we can go upstairs, but we can also check down here. This doesn't appear to be locked. Oh, it is locked. I thought the icon would show differently if it was locked. Maybe it does, and maybe that's the lock icon.
Done.
Did it say key?
What?
Yeah. Just checking.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
More empty containers. Charcoal charm. 50 resistance to fire, 25 to magical fire. This piece of charcoal is a charred bone fragment of some creature, perhaps a finger bone or talon. Various symbols have been scratched onto its surface. They're so faint you almost miss them. This charcoal charm temporarily protects the user against flames and extreme heat. To use it, the charred bone is snapped and both halves are ground to powder and dust and rubbed over the heart of the user. Okay, I haven't examined this earring yet. This copper earring looks ancient. Oddly enough, there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means of actually attaching it to your ear. A series of strange grooves have been carved on the side of the earring, however, which might merit closer examination. This copper earring looks extremely old. It looks as if it was meant to be worn. But there doesn't seem to be a hook. Oh, that's the same thing we read on the we read in the inventory. Examine the grooves. The grooves are evenly spaced along the sides of the earring. Upon closer examination, they remind you of small fangs. Definitely man-made, but you can't figure out what they were intended for. Huh. I wonder if I need a higher skill check or something there.
I'm gone. Done.
You there, hold. The dustman regards you with a stony gaze. Are you lost? Nope. You're not lost. What is your business here? I was here for an interment, but there seems to have been some mistake. Who is being interred? Perhaps the services are taking place somewhere else at the mortuary. That could be where these other services taking place. Several interment chambers line the perimeter of the mortuary. They follow the curve of the wall on the first and second floors. Do you know the name of the deceased? No. Then you should check with one of the guys at the front gate. They can assist you. Very well, thank you.
Done.
Despite this corpse's dry, leathery skin, it's clear this was once a beautiful woman of middle years. Whomever prepared the corpse seemed to take pity on her, sewing her bow lips shut with small, neat stitches and tattooing the number 832 upon her forehead in elegant script.
Chief, if I don't come back, it's 'cause I'm gonna be dying the little death with that zombie shit.
Morty, you're a freak. Okay, at break.